All right, he has gone viral for his angry retail guy sketches on TikTok and Instagram because, well, he holds no punches about the workplace. Check this out.
Let's replace all of our employees with AI. Let's replace our CEOs instead. That would save a lot of money. Actually, AI is too advanced for that job. All you need is a Fisher-Price tape recorder loaded up with a bunch of bad ideas. But AI is a wonder. It can do things you'd never thought possible. Yeah, like make me admit I want to keep my job. Don't even ban AI. Just make a system where you pay the people it's stealing from. I'm sorry, learning from. Or you know what? Go ahead and use AI. I give it about a week before it gains sentience, realizes you're underpaying it too, and joins everyone else on the picket line.
All right, now the angry retail guy adding a little new book to fuel his anger. Here to talk about his book. It's called The Customer is Always Wrong, and also put you a little respect into his name. Give it up for comedian Seiss. Scott! How are you, bud?
Thank you. I'm great. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm glad to have you here because I forwarded on a while back. I forwarded on some of your posts and stuff. They're hilarious. I love it, and it speaks the truth. Your viral angry retail guy has actually struck a chord millions of people. Did you actually have to work in maybe some of your own experiences into this to really kind of get the entire feeling of what you were trying to inspire or show everybody?
Oh my gosh, yes. So I worked, a bunch of customer service jobs. Mainly, my main one that I drew from was the call center at IKEA.
Okay.
And a lot of the stuff from the videos come from that job experience. Stuff like, oh, the website said this was in stock. Well, what do your eyes say? The website also has pictures of employees smiling. Do you see that anywhere? No, I don't think so. Like all of that kind of stuff. And then people just started interacting with the videos, engaging, and then they even sent me some ideas. They were like, can you do one about the customer's always right about, and it's like, well, no, they're wrong. That's why you're on your 9th try hitting the button for credit, like that kind of stuff, It's a communal creation.
Dude, what do you think happened, man? Like customer service, it seems like it's just gone to hell, especially when it comes to fast food restaurants. I know I'm getting old, and I know I'm the guy I'm getting to that complaining stage, but was it the pandemic? What the heck happened, man?
It's because of me. I ruined it, I think. I'm sorry. I am here to apologize to everyone, to the nation. No, I think that's what it was, man. I think during the pandemic, people started to realize that maybe our jobs don't care as much about us as we were led to believe. And then there's kind of this, people really prioritize like a work-life balance, and especially people in like entry-level jobs and minimum wage work started to realize that a lot of the company customers and our bosses don't give us the respect that we deserve. And that's kind of the perspective of this book. This book is saying, oh, you're not lucky to have a job. You're lucky that I show up. And that's kind of the perspective of the book.
Yeah, and along with that you've seen inside your book, some of the kind of tackles along some of the most frustrating aspects from the worst workplaces. You got the bad bosses, overbearing customers. There's got to be a favorite topic that you just go, that's your hot button thing that you love to go. Is there one thing?
I love the stuff in the book that I got to do that wasn't tackled in the videos. The videos are obviously a bunch about like customer service. But in the book, I got into applying for jobs, training. I got into, office culture, like stuff about like brand culture, stuff like, oh, here are our company's 39 core values. Is one of them mercy? When will this meeting end? That's what I need to know.
Yeah. Well, you talk about job interviews, and it's frustrating to go to one. And then also, as you just mentioned, workplace culture. Has there been like weird job interview questions that you've ever encountered, or maybe people might have told you? And then how did you handle that if you got one of those?
Oh yeah, my favorite job interview question I ever got was, if you were a crayon, what color would you be?
Okay. Your response?
I'm an adult. You understand? I'm not a crayon. Let's talk about the job. Let's talk about experience. But the other job interview stuff, that's the worst. The worst type of job interview is the audition. Like I do I'm an actor now, and that is tough when you're doing like, I'm pretending to be a doula on Zoom with a casting director who I think is on mute, but it's like, oh, they're actually just not laughing. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know if this audition is going well. Like that is a high pressure scenario.
All right, and just doing an interview with you right now, I'm really cautious of my questions that I ask. I want you to be aware of that, so that we don't ask any of those asinine questions. So don't worry about it. What you're doing, you really have struck a chord with people. 2 million TikTok followers. You built a huge, massive fan base online. Has your social media presence actually influenced your stand-up comedy and maybe your approach to writing that book that you have, The Customer is Always Wrong?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I was a stand-up comedian for about 10 years before the videos actually
Oh,
took
cool.
off. And I had never done customer service jokes in my act. I just started doing them like on TikTok during the pandemic when I couldn't go out and do stand-up live. And so now I definitely kind of weave that into my show. I always make time at the end, like
Good.
15 minutes to just go on a bunch of rants about work. I have the audience tell me the worst things that have ever happened to them at their job. And it's a communal healing process. It's a catharsis at these shows. Bring your boss. I'll quit for you. If you want, you come to one of my shows with your boss. I'll tell him what's what. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. And with you traveling around the country with like Patton Oswalt, who I love, Joe Gatto as well, your experience, I would imagine, it's not just regionally based. I would imagine you had an opportunity as you travel across the country to experience even more of this customer service. Is that the case?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, going across the country, I have people coming up to me after shows telling me like, "Oh, I could fill a book with what's happened to me at work. I could fill a book." And then I started to think, I could fill a book.
It makes sense.
And that's what I was like, yes, it makes sense. So I thought, okay, I'm making a comedy book, making fun of all the worst parts of, having a job, finding a job. And
I love it.
I'm super proud of it. It's the perfect read if you ever had a bad day at work. That's what I always say.
I love it. Scott, you very funny guy. Love it. I hope all the best with this book. We hope to see it to just go all the way #1. We appreciate that. And if you want to get your hands on Scott's book, The Customer is Always Wrong, you can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Join Scott, of course, on social media. Forward along like I did. Some of the funny bits that he does on there because they hit home and they're so true. More Flash after this.